Morning, morning. How's everyone going? Looks like gold pushed bullish over here. Since Asian session, it's moved 175 pips to the upside. Just look at GJ. Morning. Morning. How's everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing well. So, welcome to another London session live stream. We're here on the 15th of December 2020. So, I was looking at these sells here on GJ, but I mean, the only thing I didn't like was the stop was always going to be around 15, 16 pips, but we measure the range and the range is like 12, 13 pips. So it made no sense to have like I know some people like to say negative risk to reward. So it made no sense for me to do so. So I think the only sells that I'll be willing to take are below 138,500, and then we can continue down to 138,350. At least there's going to be a better range. Yeah, it's a bit messy price action here today. The title of the stream is wrong, says 14th. Oh, really? It should have... I literally just changed it to the 15th. Thanks for letting me know anyway. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can change the date. Yeah, I'll have to sort it out. Yeah, I'll have to sort it out later on. Now that I've done it. Okay, we'll have to just make do. Um, so yeah, GBP JPY. I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna clear everything, and we're gonna do some fresh analysis. So obviously, starting with the daily time frame, we know that the daily candle closed like a strong bearish candle. It closed below 139. This previous support over here, it closed below that area. So I think hopefully we can continue down to fill where we left off from last week with the gap, fill. So let's look on the 4-hour time frame. So looking on the 4-hour time frame, it seems like price is reacting off this support over here at 138,470 or around 138,500, and it seems like we also rejected this area up over here at 139,150. We also are now creating like a minor resistance within this range on the 4-hour time frame. But I mean, yeah, the best trade is going to be below 138,500 or above 138,150. That's going to be the best, because then we have these clean candle to the left coming up to like 139,530 or even 139,600. Look on the 1-hour time frame. Looking on the 1-hour time frame, so prices made a resistance at 138,900. Right, we know that. We also know that price created a support right over here. So we were just consolidating for a bit. We have this area down over here. We have a support at 138,500 that we know about. So basically, we would want to see price break below 138,500. Now looking on the 1-hour time frame, this is a 1-hour range, around a 20 pip range, but we have this minor support here. So when we look on the 30-minute and we get some more information, then we're going to see how price has this area of issue right over here. So these ranges, they're not very big, right? This range is not very big. It's like 13 pips. We already discussed that range. The next range is even smaller. It's like 8-9 pips. But once we break 138,500, we have clean candles coming down to 138,350, which is around 15-16 pips away. And then from there, we can continue further down, all the way down to maybe 137,700. It's going to be a pretty good target over there. Okay, so just going to leave that there for a minute. So obviously we've got like 2 minutes left for London Open. The 30-minute candle looks like it's closing weak. See, had the risk to reward not have been so high, I would have been in sells. I would have taken sells. Probably on the break of this 30-minute low as well would have been a good entry. For price to continue up. Down, sorry. Seems like we're reacting off a minor area here. Yeah, we need to come back to GJ because right now there's just not enough range for me to want to take a trade. Let's look at gold. Let's do some fresh analysis here on gold. So looking at the daily time frame, seems like we've hit some form of support over here around 1825, right? Tapped into a support. We had a resistance over here, or we had like a zone over here at 1840, and this daily candle has surpassed the high of the previous daily candle and is trying to close above this area. So if gold closes back above this area, I think the next gold daily candle can also continue bullish. But I mean, we can also continue up to fill these wicks over here, 1847, 1850 on this current daily candle. So let's look at the 4-hour. Morning. 4-hour time frame. So yeah, we tapped into a support. Right, we stretched that left. We failed to break. 1826. The support 1826 was failed to break. We have this resistance right over here. So now we've retraced back to this area. So if the 4-hour candle is closing above this area, you know, with pre-New York, New York, I think we can continue up to 1860. We have a clean candle to the left, so we have to see that 1 hour time frame. So yeah, price has just been straight bullish for a while. Price has been straight bullish for a while. Let's remove this for a minute. So looking on the 1 hour time frame, the only like area of issue we have is up over here at 1848. So we have around another 50 pips away from that. Let's look on the 30-minute. Okay, perfect. So we had a resistance over here. Seems like the 30-minute candle came up, closed above this resistance. Next candle closed above, but bearish. So probably going to want to wait to see if price can create some support or something like that for price to continue bullish. Okay, so I think for gold, probably going to want to see, like I say, some support. But we could retrace back to 1835 and then continue up again. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's look at GJ. So it looks like the 30-minute candle closed below this area. Next one's already come down from London Open to fill this range. So these were nice sells. Like these were nice, easy sells from this point over here. However, the range was not big enough for the risk from a 30-minute perspective. So from a 30-minute perspective, the stop was going to be, 15 pips, and the range was, probably around the same, but it's just slightly less based on where I would have liked to have taken an entry, probably on this 15-minute candle close. So we had about 14 pips for a 15 pip stop loss. So it didn't really make sense to execute the sells, but looks like they did play out. Yeah, it was just simple sells. That was a simple sell. But I'm happy to miss that move. Yeah, it was a 1-to-1, but I think from a range perspective, like, when you see a range that's like 13 pips, 14 pips, it's very difficult for, that range to be completely filled, especially when we see 20 pip ranges and price always pulls back. So I just wanted to be cautious. But it's completely fine. I think personally today there's going to be some waiting involved because we have some poor ranges over here. 8 pips. You know. So yeah, that's GJ. Let's look at GBP CAD. Let's look at GBP CAD. Look from the daily. Move everything here again. So GCAD is very similar to GJ right now. The way that it's rejecting that previous support area. Looks like it's done some form of retest to continue down. So I think GCAD could come down and fill the previous daily wick fill, which is around 45 pips away. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame is consolidating here between this support and we have this minor resistance forming. Let's look on the 1 hour. So we have a support over here in the 1 hour time frame. Seems like price already tapped into this area. Look on the 30-minute. Yeah, it's a little bit messy over here with GCAD. Same as GJ. Ranges are smaller. You know, we have to understand it's holiday season coming up now. Yeah, it's like a 9 pip range. 10 pip, 11 pip range. Yeah, not really good ranges. And then for buys, we have like a, what's this range? 16 pip range. So the buys make more sense. Buys make sense, but the sells have not great range. Ooh, GJ retracing now. Okay, so if we look at buys for GJ, I think a good buy is going to be coming up to 139.030, which is around 13 pips away. So again, not really a great range, but yeah, I'm gonna neaten up the zone. Yeah, it could be a retest, but if it surpasses the high of the previous 30-minute, there's a chance we could come back up in this range, and this could be a liquidity grab to continue higher. Yeah, so now we've surpassed the high of the previous 30-minute candle. More than likely, we're going to come up to fill this range over here. Okay, let's look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY also went bearish. Ooh, EJ sells looked super good from 6 a.m. So let's look at the daily time frame. So it does seem like the daily is just consolidating at this point for Euro JPY. So it gets pretty difficult. Look at the 4 hour. Yeah. So 4 hour time frame, price is just ranging. If we focus in on the most recent price action, we have a support formed over here too. Within the range, look on the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour time frame. We have a support over here. And we have a resistance right over here. Let's remove this quickly. pull this down. So we have, this is the bottom of the range on the 4 hour, but within this range we have another support right over here. So now let's measure this range from a 1 hour perspective. So this range is a 27 pip range. So for EJ, that's pretty good for sells. For buys, we have like a, that's going to be less. It's probably going to be like 10 pip range. 15 pip range. It's not bad. Pretty good for EJ. Right. So we have range. Let's look on the, oh, what we just done. Okay. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, 30-minute, not really much different. Only difference is maybe that we have this area here. This area here, but I think we're going to be okay for the minute. So yeah. The only issue we have based on the 30-minute time frame is this support right over here, which makes this range, yeah, not very good. But I think you would expect maybe volume this support to break, and then you would expect the 1 hour range to be respected. So just take that into consideration. I think now that the 30-minute is breaking the high of the previous 30-minute candle, that EJ can continue up, maybe fill the range, because it came down to support, failed to break below. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I think for sells, it's going to need to be like another resistance over here for price to continue down. But, I mean, yeah, we need to wait for those confirmations. Because looking at the 4 hour, I think it's very easy for this 4 hour candle, if it flips bullish, to then continue up. So I think some degree of caution needs to be taken. I mean, I didn't like the price. As soon as I came to the charts this morning, I knew that today wasn't going to be a fantastic day based off the price action. But hey, we're still here. We're still here. I know it's unclear, but what is your bias today on GJ? I'm looking for sales as the weekly looks promising to go down. I think of the higher time frames, like, yeah, there's definitely a more bearish bias for sure. But if you look at the market structure, we're still kind of bullish, right? Because we have, let's do this in yellow. We have these higher lows being created. So here was market open, right? Then this was obviously the next day's support. We've now come back to retest that area, but we still made a lower low, and now we're reacting to this area, right? And then if we look at the high points since previous day, we had resistance, and now we're having resistance. So we're still in bullish market structure. So for me to look for sells, I'd want to see like a resistance maybe somewhere over here, because then I know that we should then retest, you know, either support down over here or we make a new low, you know. So right now, because this is all the information we have, we just gotta wait. The only my only concern was the 4 hour. I looked at the 4 hour and I was like, okay, well, if this 4 hour flips, then this would be a liquidity grab to continue up, you know, because if you look at the 4 hour, still not really making much market structure, I suppose. Next 15-minute candle closed like a weak bearish candle, but a long tail. So maybe people were right there. It was some form of retest. Some form of retest, and now price should continue down at that point. Oh yeah, look at that. It's coming down. Yeah, it seems like a break and retest there on the 1 hour time frame. The only thing is this area here, you know, I don't want to take it. We can't take a trade within this range. So here's the range that I want to take a trade. Is going to be sells below this area. That's a better range to trade, or buys above this zone. You know, because these ranges, they're too small. You know, this range is too small. This range was okay, but a little bit small for the risk. So if the wick was somewhere over here, you know, like 7-8 pips, I would have been in sells all day, but the stop loss was going to have to be over here, right? And then this was your reward. So it was almost like pretty much a 1-to-1, which isn't necessarily what I wanted to do. So this range also a bad range, because we have rejections here, right? So probably gonna be a lot of weight involved here today. But even if I take 2 free trades, if they're better than nothing, you know, if they're good trades, then I'm happy. I'm not trying to rush into anything here today. You know, because if we're gonna go bearish, then the daily candle's gonna flip. Now, where's the support on the daily? 138,500. 138,500 is the same 4 hour support. 138,500 is the bottom of that range that we said we want to wait for it to break. 30-minute, same again. 138. So the trade is going to be below 138,500 for me. Let's look at gold. Yeah, gold probably going to need to do some form of retracement. We have an area right over here for gold. Yeah. Okay. GJ coming down now. 15-minute come down. Yeah. I think that was like a liquidity grab over here from London Open. And now we're seeing a continuation. Still want to wait. Still really want to wait for something below 138,500. Because if you look on the 4-hour time frame, this is a strong area. It's a strong support. So still gonna wait. Probably gonna wait for like a low to be created, and then see if we can continue down to 138,350. If we get below 350, it's game. Yeah. Yeah, once we're below 138,350, we're heading down at that point. But I will look for sells below 138,500. Just because what I've seen before, sometimes what's going to happen is price is going to push down and everybody thinks, you know, that we're going to continue down. So we do continue down and then we reach 138,500. And then people think that we're going to break this area now because we have volume, right? And then a lot of the times, these sort of fake out supports, price ends up reacting to them and comes back in the range. That's something that happens a lot of times. So I want to be extra cautious of that. So I only want to wait for price to close below this area. Let's look at gold. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that liquidity grab on gold for the 30-minute. I think gold's going to continue pushing over here. Yeah, it seems like gold's going to continue up. Let's look at EJ. So EJ's reached that same area. Price tried to come below like some form of impulse entry, but then retraced back above the range. So probably want to wait for this candle to close here in 4 minutes time. 4 minutes. I think if this 15-minute candle closes at this support, you know, and then the next one breaks the low, I've seen this happen, and that's a sell that plays out most of the time. But you'd want this candle to close like strong. GBP CAD slowly coming down. Again, same kind of thing with GBP CAD. Like, can't really look for sells until we're below that zone there. 3 minutes. I think because I got the wrong date, it's confused some people. Yeah, just gonna be probably a little bit of waiting here today. But I'm actually okay with that. I'd rather wait, be patient, and get paid. Because although the sales did play out, I think we can, if it's gonna range, I'd rather just stay out of it today. But if it's not, yeah. You're going into tier 3 tomorrow, bro. I know, man. Don't remind me, David. Would that affect your Christmas plans? Not really, to be honest, because I mean, like, the government have obviously said like that we have, I think it's like 5 or 7 days at Christmas, or something like that. 3, 5, 7 days, something like that, at Christmas, where restrictions don't apply to anyone. So, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. I think the gym's still open, so if the gym's still open, then that's me happy. As long as the gym's still open, I'm sweet. What about you, mate? You in tier 3? Obviously, it gets on my nerves that we they have to put us into tier 3, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, you're from Brighton. Oh, tier 2. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, I think what they're gonna do, I think because we've been allowed these days off over Christmas, I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna turn around and they're gonna say that basically those days have caused a spike in cases, and that scientists did warn and government ignored, etc. So I think come January, we're all gonna be back in lockdown. That's what I think. I think January we're gonna be back in lockdown. But there you go. So if you look at the 30-minute time frame now, 30-minute candle closed like a weak bullish candle, but it tapped into 138,600. It rejected 138,750. But yeah, just a little bit difficult to do anything at the moment. So still just gonna wait. Obviously, it can just continue down, but I mean, I don't see why it would have needed to have closed bullish. Like, it would price was all the way down over here, so it'd be interesting. Yeah, look at this for GJ. Complete retracement. I think probably gonna see if we can create some resistance over here. Because if we can create a resistance, then of course, then we can continue down to fill this range. But yeah, we need to see. Because maybe with resistance, we'd actually break below this area. Because we kind of tapped into it, retraced. But right now, yeah, I think we need to wait a little bit over here. Right, let's see how gold's getting on. Oh yeah. Sorry, I was up late last night. I was up late, very late. So yeah, looks like gold is continuing bullish over here, pushing for like 25 pips. It's got another like 20 pips to go. Look at EJ. Ooh, see EJ. I think the 15-minute failed to close bearish in this area. So yeah, EJ becomes very difficult at this point. I'm just going to focus in now on the 15-minute time frame. So there's not really anything to do for like 10, 15 minutes because, you know, I'm not taking any sales. So I'm just going to go and make a quick drink. I'll be back in a minute. But yeah. See how we get on here. By the way, guys, I think this Friday we're going to be having another guest come on. I think it's going to be... I've asked, don't know if you know him, but Gorilla Strength. He is a fundamentals trader. He does some great YouTube videos. So yeah, I think he's going to be coming on Friday. It'll be pretty good. Talk some fundamentals, trading. I know he deals with gold. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think that'll be good. And then if you guys have any suggestions for future guests, then obviously let me know. Do you do HFX trading? No, I don't do binary options. I know because I get people mistake me all the time. It's irritating, but yeah, I'm not gonna blame you. No, I don't, mate. My trading name is just called HFX Trading. Just because, yeah, my first name begins with H. But yeah, no, I don't do any binary options or anything like that. I'm not associated with HFX binary options. Looks like the day-minute candle flipping bearish after retesting this area again. Let's look on the 15-minute. Yeah. Looks like we kind of reacted to this minor support level on the 15-minute time frame over here, 138.660. Yeah, honestly, man, you lot don't understand the amount of people that will DM me or send me a thing on my website to say, do I do HFX binary options? I'm just like, right, I'm just gonna put on the website, no binary options. Wrong people. look at GJ now. Yeah, we're coming down. Perfect. Yeah, at least we're starting to see some volume over here. So it would be nice if we can come down to 138,500, kind of react in this area, retrace a bit, and then continue further down. Maybe news, but I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. Look on Forex Factory over here. Oh, is it that? 118,000 fewer workers. Damn. Is it still going? No. Yeah, man. I don't know, but that's a lot. That's bad. That is so bad. I bet that's even watered down. Yeah. Yes. Oh, that was. Oh no, he joined in 2014. No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. That's manipulated. It's worse. It's way worse than that. Oh, and redundancies hit a record high. Oh. See, I don't know, man. See, I know, I understand, like, obviously there's deaths and stuff, but look at that figure. That's how many people's lives now have been heavily impacted compared to, you know, what it actually just should have been. But, oh, man, I don't even know. These governments have lost the plot, man. Is the COVID-19 vaccine going to affect gold? Yeah, vaccine affect gold. Yeah, definitely. Because obviously gold is a safe haven, right? So when the riskier currencies, let's say like your GBP JPY is moving bullish, let's say due to like vaccine news, then typically we'll see gold move bearish, you know, sometimes, but it depends. Oh, looks like gold came pretty much up to our target over there. Nice. Would have been difficult to buy gold, but that would have been a perfect trade. Just the stop would have been massive. But yeah, that's really bad figures, man. That is really bad figures. It's kind of sad times. Especially, yeah, it seems like this move over here was like a pullback liquidity grab to continue down. But I'm still gonna wait. So what we may find is that price is gonna come down maybe into this zone somewhere, you know, anywhere into this zone. So what we want to see is a pullback and then some resistance formed right below this area. So just stay patient, stay calm. You know, if you miss this drop again, don't worry. You know, obviously this is probably a news candle, and then what's going to happen is the news candle is going to settle down, price is going to give us a confirmation, and then we just got to wait. So it's coming into this range. It could come down to maybe like this wick area. Yeah. Oh wow, it's already done that whole move for us. Oh shit. Oh damn. Wow. 40 pip move. Let's look on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah. Break and retest on the 1 hour. 4 hour. 4 hours breaking below 138,500. Yeah, as long as candles are closing below 138,500, then we're continuing down at this point. So at least now we can say perfect, right? The bias is correct. The sells, obviously we missed this initial push, but it doesn't mean to say that, we can't continue down. This is just a tap in. Now we've got to wait for this candle to close. So let's go from the 15-minute to see how the 15-minute candle closes, because I'm not taking sells like based off the 15-minute if it closes below, because we don't know when the next one's going to wick up or wick down. So just going to be patient here, because this might just be that initial market reaction. But I do think that is that's some deep news, man. They have only themselves to blame. Yeah, that is really bad figures. Now we just got to wait for this candle to settle down, bit of market structure to create, and then we're going to be just fine. Okay, so the 15-minute candle has closed a strong bearish candle. So probably going to want to see like a resistance formed at 138,500, or we wait to see, where price drops, it retraces and all of that stuff. But I can't take anything right now. There's no trade right now. We missed this whole push. Obviously it was news, so just nothing we can do. Oh, it's already starting to drop below 138,350. Oh, damn. Are we going to get the whole push? Yeah, well done to anyone who caught those sells. I think it would have been obviously extremely difficult, but yeah, well done to anybody who caught those sells. Just gotta wait. But yeah, we'll say this. The data is 100% worse than that. That's for sure. That is for sure. Just waiting now. It's at least 2 mil. Everyone on my block was made unemployed. Yeah, man, 100%. That data is not even a real representation for sure. They'll just slowly increase it as the months go by. Anyway, we've got 9 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. Just gonna have to see how the 30-minute candle closes. Yeah, we just need to wait because we can't really take sells. You know, they'll be selling at the low. And so, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go make that drink. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, back. Oh, nice. So at least we're seeing a nice big retracement on GJ. Let's look on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, so think now we can, yeah. I was gonna say we could get rid of the zone, but I think the best thing here is to, of course, wait for a minor resistance for price to continue down, but we need to wait at this point. We don't know how much price is going to retrace. We're not sure yet. So. But at least we can see price coming down. I've just worked out how to do it. How to change. There we go. I thought I'd done it. Perfect. Right, it's updated. See GBB cat. Yeah, GCAD did the same thing. Yeah, GCAD done the same thing. And it closed at the area that we were saying. So let's remove this. Don't think we're gonna need that. Your JPY. Oh, looks like your JPY is trying to continue bullish over here. GJ. Yeah. Be nice if we could get a really weak 30-minute candle close bullish, and then as the next one breaks the low, for price to continue down and fill the wick. That's gonna be, I think that would be a good idea. Would you say buy at 139 when it hit this point safe area? Yeah, I would say above 138 900 is gonna be good, because then we're breaking above this whole structure. We'd also be breaking above the 4-hour range, so I think that's the ultimate area. So kind of above 138 900. Like technically speaking, if we closed above 138 750, we couldn't continue bullish, but then we measure this range and it's not really a big enough range, so it's probably going to be better to wait above 138 900 for buys. What I'm hoping is that we can get like a weak bullish close, and then if we get like a resistance or the next one breaks the low. Yeah, actually not really liking the impulses to going to be too big of a stop loss compared to range here. So just going to have to wait at this point. One minute. 1 minute 50 left. Do you have partial TP at 10 on Magic Keys? You do it yourself? I do it myself actually, but I probably should. I probably should do it with Magic Keys because I always end up moaning how I missed to secure. I missed this, I missed that. So yeah, I mean, like yesterday after the stream, I had sells running from 138 980, and then I went break even once price moved around 10 pips into profit. Now the thing is that it moved around 9 pips, just over 9 pips into profit, and then within a split second it pulled all the way back to like 5-6 pips into profit. So had I've had the automatic take profit, it would have worked. So probably gonna set it up for the new year, to be completely honest. Yeah, you're just gonna set up for the new year. So as we can see, the 15-minute candle, if it closes a weak bullish candle and the next one can wick up and then break the low, then we may expect price to continue down to 138 280, 138 300, right? But got to be cautious over here because we still got 30 minutes, 15 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. The 30-minute candle did close below 138 500, so we're just trying to see what's going to be the catalyst for price to fill this range. And that's obviously going to be if this 15-minute candle can close weak. Now, this 15-minute candle, it hasn't closed weak yet. So we can't take a sell. We just have to wait. We have to wait for like a minor resistance to be formed in this area. Or we're going to need to see how the 30-minute candle closes. So going to be cautious. Probably even maybe wait for a 30-minute resistance. Oh, just a quick announcement. So the payments provider never got back to me from my website, so I've ended up having to change provider. So the website now is up and running. We go to so yeah, everything's still working now. So when you go to the mentorship page, yeah, there you go. So when you select these mentorship, whatever, it's gonna come up with this new page here, and then this is where you're gonna do whatever. So beforehand it was slightly different, but yeah, that's all been updated now. I need to check whether I can I need to check whether I need to cancel the current subscriptions, but obviously that won't apply to any other people in the YouTube. That will just apply to people in the Zoom. But I've had that I've messaged them about that, but I'm not sure yet. I just have to wait to see. Yeah, I just have to wait to see if I need to do that or not. But that'd be really nice if this 30-minute candle can close weak bullish, and then the next one breaks the low for price to continue down. Then we can have enough range. Not really. Okay, let's say the 15-minute candle closes bearish. How much range we gonna have? 15, then at the low point 10. Yeah, we'll need to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Can't take us over here. There's not enough range. Even though it looks like, it does seem like it's going to do that. But, yeah, there's just not enough range. Because, look, if we take an entry over here, stop's going to be 15 pips, maybe even 17 pips. Because, you know, we need to keep it above the previous candle. And then the range we only have is 10 pips. And it's only 6 pips until the low point. So it makes no sense to take sells yet. Just gotta wait. We've been patient all morning. Now we must be extra patient. Ooh, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. So yeah, all we need is a nice candle to close. I know it's coming down to breaking the low. I know people are going to want to jump in sells, and I understand, but at the same time, you know, we must wait for the candle to close. Or that's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. I've got the sell stop for that gap fill. Yeah, nice. I think that can work. But we're gonna need some more like catalyst for price to do that. Probably like MY, London close maybe. We'll see. Because right now we've had this initial push. We're retracing. This is where I want to see resistance formed, and then we should continue with the trend. So now we have a trend. Now we have structure. Now we have everything. So yeah, if this candle closes strong in 7 minutes, then I'm going to execute sells to retest the low, and then I think we should have a good day and let a runner run. And because I ideally want this 30-minute candle to close bearish, because then it would be closing below this zone, you know. Okay. I think we can remove that for a minute now. So sometimes what's going to happen when price closes at a low point, and sometimes this is why it gets a little bit difficult, because what's going to happen is sometimes, you know, we're going to say, okay, there's like 5 pips to the low. If we fill the wicks, it's like 10, 11 pips. So, okay, makes sense, right? But at the same time, you know, what's going to happen sometimes is that the next candle is just going to drop. Sometimes, you know, the next candle, you know, wherever this candle closes, the next one is going to continue dropping. Now, that only happens when we have volume, when we have anticipation, when we have trend. So I really want this candle to close, you know, something as it is, because then I couldn't kind of anticipate that, but securing positions at certain points and then letting further pieces run. But if it closes too close to this low, then I'm probably going to miss these sells. But, you know, you have to remember, okay, we are creating a minor resistance, so there's a higher probability that we will continue down. But I'm going to wait for the candle to close. Got to wait for the candle to close. If I miss the move, then I'm happy, because, you know, there was no point for me to enter unless this candle closed. So is what is at that point. Yeah, see, like price now is continuing bearish, so it becomes very difficult. Yeah, see, I don't think there's no sells. I think if I'm going to be looking for sells at this point, then, I mean, as difficult as it may be, I'm going to need to wait for a break of 138.350. Because we can't be selling over here, because this is selling at the low. Yeah, it looks like we missed this move over here. That's just how it goes. Yeah, I completely missed this move. Let's see if it happened based on the 5 minute. Maybe based on the 5 minute, but still don't really like that. I mean, where'd you put your stop loss? And yeah, don't really rate that. See, now we've already coming down to retest this low. I mean, the only way I would take a sell is if it retraces somewhere up over here, because then it's still closing bearish. You know, then we've made a low on the smaller time frames. It's retraced, and then it paves way for the next one to, you know, create a top wick and then continue down. Yes, that sell on the break of the 15-minute is reasonable to take, but the range is kind of tight and I want to wait for a better range. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, maybe even, you know, coming into pre-New York time, we're going to break 138, 350, and then we're going to continue down. So, suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it looks like we've completely missed a move. I think the only thing maybe could have been to take sells like at the top of this range based on the 30-minute. You know, kind of keeping stop maybe above this area, but yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of how we could have caught this sell to push down. You're kind of anticipating the wick fill over here. Ooh, looks like the 15-minute is trying to close below 138, 350. Yeah, we literally have clean candles the whole way. I was planning to execute after this 30-minute candle broke its own low because it already made a top wick, but I missed it. Oh, I see. Broke its own low. Yeah. Yeah, I missed this too. But we have to wait for candles to close. Literally, the only way we could have caught this sell really was kind of anticipating price to continue down in this area. So once we were tapping into this zone, this is where sells could have been executed, but I find that to be difficult. Because we didn't know it wasn't gonna push up first and then drop. You know, we never know. The good thing is the 4-hour candle has 29 minutes left to close below 138.495, and if it does, then there's a higher probability that we can continue down. Let's look on the 1 hour. Now 1 hour we're at support right now. .30-minute also at support. Yeah, I think because the 30-minute, it gets difficult at this point because we do not want to get caught out at the low point. So, I mean, probably the best thing is going to be to wait for like a further resistance or something like that. But I'll know as I see it print. Well, we're just going to focus from a 30-minute perspective here. If it closes like that, I will execute after the next candle, make a top wick and break the low previous one. That's up to you. I think it can work, but you have to accept that you are selling at the low because price has already moved down 50 pips. So you have to accept that you are selling at the low. Something that a mistake I've made plenty of times, but it does work out sometimes. Like, it can work out. We just need proper confirmations for a break and then a continuation. Yeah, so GJ's kind of retracing right now. GBP USD good sells. Don't look at your GBP USD. I think he's making a top wick to keep pushing. Potentially, but then for your idea to be correct, you would want this 15-minute candle to maybe close weak bullish. and then for the next one to break the low, something that we could look at. But right now, there's nothing. Okay, let's look at gold. Gold's still trying to continue bullish. Wow. In fact, GCAD closed below that area. I think it needs to create like a resistance now for price to continue down. Look at your JPY. Oh, looks like your JPY did continue moving bullish over here. Yeah. Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult, EJ. Very difficult. Seems like if this 4-hour candle breaks the high of the previous 4-hour candle, I think EJ is going to continue bullish. I think it's going to break out to the upside over here. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, this seems like because, you know, price came to create a support. Price came up to resistance. We had a weak bearish close. We had a retracement. Liquidity grab. And now we're breaking the high of the previous 4-hour candle. Yeah, I think EJ is going to continue bullish. What would be nice? So what would be nice now is if we can consolidate in this area here for a little bit, right? Because then if we can consolidate within this zone, then it's the market taking a breather. So then when the market's taking a breather, we can then continue with the trend when we have, you know, come into a time of more volume. So like pre-New York, right? New York session. I think that's going to be pretty good. Especially if we're going to continue further. These 30 minutes are going to be creating some heavy top wicks. Yeah. Just consolidating at this point. Morning, morning. How's everyone doing? Yeah, because what we ideally want is the 4 hour to close below 138,500. So if we have 15 minutes left, yeah, that means we ideally want the consolidation to stay below 138,500. That's gonna make sense. My earlier pre-London loss, can you check it out? Yep, if you send a chart, can check it out. Is the 4 hour candle closed now? No, we've got 11 minutes. We have 11 minutes. The 30 minutes retracing, 15 minutes. 15-minute time frame, just consolidating at this point. So we can bring this down. 15-minute time frames consolidating, 30-minute time frame. Yeah, just gonna wait. Yeah, we can check out. I can check out your trade. Did you take any trade today? Just got back from the gym. No, I didn't take any trade. I was looking at sells this morning, but the risk to reward was just too big. It was going to be like 15 to 15. So, yeah, probably, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I'd entered in on this candle, would have made more sense. But then, like, the next one kind of pulled back. So, it's a little bit difficult there. When was the last trade you took? Last week. Actually, that's a lie. I took one yesterday after the stream, but I got stopped out at break even. And that was taken over here. This was after the stream. This was on the New York session. So once I'd seen that price was closing below support over here to the left hand side, and we see these rejections, then I executed sells on the break of the 15-minute candle low, and then it pushed down 9-10 pips into profit, and then obviously it pulled back to my entry. And because it's coming into like the last trading week for me, and so I'm trying to keep the losses absolute minimal. So I wanted to put stops at break even fairly quickly after 8-9 pips, and then see if price can continue down. And it just happened to pull back, stop me out, and then continue. So maybe the lesson there, maybe I should have done was bring the stop above the current candle and let the trade play out, and then I would have had a great winning trade. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to be safe, put stops at break even, let price run. Because at that point, I was really expecting price to just continue down. We had clean candles. So, but yeah, I got stopped out. At break even. But I was actually okay about it, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the 4-hour candle is rejecting this area now. It's kind of retracing. We really needed the 4-hour to close below this area for sells. So, yeah, not really anything going on right now. If the 4-hour closes above 138,500, I call it a day. I think that's a good idea. But it's a good idea. But if the 30-minute can create resistance, then we can retest the low. Like, we retested it from a 15-minute perspective, but not quite from a 30-minute perspective. So if the 30-minute creates resistance, we can continue down. But yeah, I think we're going to probably see some consolidation here for a bit. I'm not really sure what price is waiting for. Yeah, see, now it's broken the high of the previous 30-minute. I don't think there's any sells or buys at this point. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing at this point. Let's look at gold. Yeah, gold just continued bullish over here. GBP CAD also coming back in the range. Euro JPY also coming back in the range. Yeah, 4-hour let me down. Oh, GJ has retraced this whole move. Oh, GJ has retraced this whole move. Mad. What do you think about funding programs? Is it a good idea? I think if you are profitable and you're consistent, then yeah, it's a good idea. But if you're not, then it's a very bad idea, because you could have put that money that you paid towards your the money towards the funded program, that could have been put in a small account, and you could have practiced with that. So okay, so now we're just gonna sit and watch how the 4-hour candle closes in 2 minutes. Do you think a guy who is profitable in a $200 account can be profitable in 100K? And for how long you need to trade to see if you're really profitable, in your opinion? I mean, look, I would say that if you're profitable on a $200 account, I'd say that's a very good starting point, because if you can't be profitable trading $200, $500, whatever it is, then you're not going to be able to do it on the 100K account. So if you can do that, then you're one step there, right? Now, I would say, why not start with, like the 10K account, and then if you're profitable for, let's say, a month on the 10K account, then you can try and, up it to the 100K, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is, obviously, how long have you been profitable with that $200 account? I would say a good amount of time to be profitable is going to be maybe 4, 5 months, 6 months. If you've been profitable for a month, as great as that is, that's not quite long enough to just prove consistency, because that first month is obviously a great month, but you don't want to let it slip. Sorry, just as you can see, the 4-hour candles closed above 138,500, so the overall sales become difficult. But at the same time, if price can create resistance on the 30-minute time frame, then I think there's a probability we can come and retest this low that we created. But yeah, anyway, in terms of profitability, I would say a few months, 4, 5, 6 months. I think if you're profitable for 4, 5, 6 months on a $200 account, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say that's up to you if you want to get funded. My only concern is that obviously the lot sizes are going to be quite a big jump. And I know that when I've gone from even just a 1 lot to a 2 lot, it's affected my psychology a little bit. It's a little bit that little bit harder, so to go from trading probably penny lots to trading probably like 10 lots, that's quite a big jump. It's a very big jump. So, I mean, look, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying that if you've been profitable for at least 4, 5, 6 months, then I'd say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. that's up to you if you want to go for such a high account. I personally think your better option would be to go for like a smaller account, like a 10k account. See how that goes for a month, 2 months, and then you increase. You know, you want to jump straight into a 100k account and you take a fat losing week because you get FOMO because the losses are bigger and you're chasing those losses. Man, you're just gonna have wasted your money, your time. So honestly, don't rush the process. You haven't checked the link yet, bro. Here's the link. Yeah, bro, it didn't come up on the YouTube. The link's not in the YouTube. You need to send me the code, remember. Yeah, you need to send me the code. So when you click on this, you go to save image. It's gonna come up. And what you want is you want this code right over here. You want this code. You're going to copy that. You're going to paste that. And you're going to send it into the YouTube. Okay. Manage your risk, else you will fall. Yes. Yeah, you gotta manage risk. Please let this 1 minute close bearish. I want to see that gap fill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna do it today. We'll see. We will see what it does. Yeah, bro, it's still not there. It's still not there. Send it again. Send it again and then put a space and then just type something like hello. Because I don't think on its own it comes through because it's not coming up on my my end. Otherwise, of course, I'll be checking it out for you. Seems like because we had a weak bullish close over here, if this current candle breaks the low, we can come back in the range. But that's pretty risky. That is a pretty risky entry. It'd have to be an impulse entry with the current candle with the stop loss. Yeah, it's still not coming up. Yeah, and no doubt you've sent it, but I can't see it. Yeah, it just does that to some people sometimes. Oh yeah, maybe that was a really good entry. We'll see. See how that plays out. This is something I've not quite seen before. Well, I've seen it before, like in my head, like that makes sense, but not this move. I've never executed on this. You know, where we have a weak candle close above the range, as the next one breaks the low for price to continue in the range. So just have to watch and see how that plays out. Yeah, I think that's something I find hard. Not trying to rush to get to profitable. Best decision I've made was to go back to a demo. Yeah, I mean, if you take a step back and you go back to demo, there's no problem with that whatsoever. There is no issue with that. I think that's a great thing because it allows you then to, you know, take away that emotion and get back to the drawing board and understanding candles, reading price action. Yeah, it looks like there's been a nice entry so far. It's pushing into profits. Well, not pushing into profits, but it's pushing in the direction there that I kind of thought it would. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, Harmon, I still can't see it, mate. I know you might have sent it 4 or 5 times, but yeah, I still cannot see it. I'm afraid. If you wanna send it to me on Instagram, I can take a look after the stream, no problem. I'll take a look for you. Yeah. Okay. Look at gold. Not really much change. GCAD. A bit messy over here, GCAD. Yeah, sorry, mate. Don't know why. I don't know why it does that, to be completely honest. But yeah, it just does it. So yeah, GCAD just kind of consolidating right now, but GCAD looks super messy. Like it's not really. Yeah. Probably for GCAD, if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, the next one can come down and retest this low. Be nice if this was the pullback candle, and now we can create resistance to continue. Yeah, it looks like that might have been a really nice impulse sell. Price is coming down. Last 5 minutes. Have to see. I think a worse way, if this 15-minute candle closes back in this range, then the next one can also continue down at that point to retest this low. But I'm probably going to be good and wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It is better to wait for 30-minute, but yeah, gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Market is slow today. Yeah, it's a little bit slower. But I do think if this 30-minute candle can close bearish, paves way for the next one to also continue down. So you're gonna have to wait for the 30-minute. But that also means waiting for the second half of that 30-minute. So the second 15-minute candle. So we'll have to see. As long as it can respect this high, then I think we're gonna be good. So the 15-minute candle's coming to a close at this point. Okay, so the 15-minute candle closed bearish. So there is the slight chance that it can continue moving down now. And if it does that, then I mean, it looks like this was the move. Well, the second opportunity for sales was right over here, which is what I was thinking. But then it's pretty risky because this candle was still open, right? So then, maybe you wanted to wait for this candle to close and then, you can execute sales after. But at the same time, I'm just sitting there thinking like, okay, well, now is the point where I can wait for the 30-minute candle to close. And then hopefully we're going to see like a weak candle, just like a nothing candle. Give the overall 30-minute a chance to close strong, and then the next 30-minute candle is going to continue down at that point. Yeah, maybe potentially the fact that this 15-minute candle is breaking the low, the previous 15-minute candle is going to continue down. But I'd rather wait for the 30 to close, to be completely honest. To be extra safe here today. Because, see, when I see this amount of pullbacks, that usually means it's going to be choppy, slow, probably going to see some consolidation for a bit. So I really want to make sure I'm, taking logical trade ideas. Rubens in sells, nice. That's fine. Yeah, because if we look on the 1 hour time frame, I think there's a good chance that we can come down to this area again. But we need, I think, at least... Okay, so if we look at it like this, the previous 1 hour candle closed bullish, right? But it looks like kind of like a retracement. Okay, it looks like kind of like a retracement candle, right? So for price to continue moving down, we need the first half of this current 1 hour candle to close bearish, don't we? Because then if the first half of the 1 hour closes bearish, it paves way for the second half to continue down and fill these wicks over here. The only issue, I think, is this area right over here. We seem to be having some issues in this zone. So let's... yeah, this support here, we seem to be having some issues. Maybe why this 30-minute... So basically, if this 30-minute candle closes bearish, then I think there's still a chance we're going to break through this level and continue down. But right now, it seems like we are having some issues in this area, which does make sense because this was that previous zone that we were kind of looking for sells below, 138,500. So this is the only thing maybe that's putting me off the sells at the moment. So, I mean, I suppose just have to wait for candles to close. We got 10 minutes left anyway. Even after 30-minute close, I think it will wick up a little bit. So maybe good chance to enter then. That's up to you. I mean, I want to see first. I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes as well. It's kind of important too. Because the last thing we want is to get caught out with the hourly to go bullish. Because if the 30-minute closes like a weak 30-minute candle, then, price can just come up and break the high, and then there's no sells at that point. So I do want to be like cautious with it. Nine minutes left. It's been a long day here today. A lot of waiting, but that's how it goes. 7 minutes left. Yeah, I'm not really interested in the impulse. I think it's just going to be best to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. But at the same time, like, it can continue moving down at this point. It can. And if it does, then miss the move. I think if it does, then the real sell, the perfect entry point would have been right over here. If it plays out, would have been on the close over here or over here, of course. But I mean, I'm just hoping it doesn't do that, of course. But I mean, look, we can't control these things. We cannot control that. But it would just be a learning lesson, you know, because the trend is bearish. Resistance formed. Yeah, I think it does make sense. I think it does make a lot of sense. But we need to be cautious here. Because, okay, so let's do this. So we have a downtrend, right? Price in a downtrend. We had resistance. We had a candle closing above resistance. Then we had a candle break the low of that candle and close back in the range. We have clean traffic to the left-hand side coming down to 138.350. So as long as we stay below 138.550, this area here, we will continue moving down with the trend. So yeah, there's the analysis. So 138.500 strong level as 1 hour closed above. A nice sell would be a 30-minute closure below that, looking left as well. I think just a nice sell is going to be the 30-minute closing strong like this, because then it does pave way for the next candle to continue down. The only issue I have is, yes, you know, this area is a strong level, but at the same time, I mean, I think it looks like it's maybe just going to continue at this point. So if it does continue at this point, then I knew where the entry should have been taken. Obviously, I wanted to be a little bit more disciplined this week. Otherwise, if this was, you know, another week, I would have been sold probably either over here or right over here. I would have been in sales for price to continue down. So if it does play out, then if this runs to support right now, then I'm done for the day. You know, I missed the move, I missed the second move over here, and I'm done for the day. Which it seems like it's on its way to do. But you know, it's December time, we need to be cautious. Yeah, looks like we're missing the move over here. I think we've missed these sells. Yeah, exactly where I said would have been the perfect entry, because you could be securing profits right now. You should be securing positions, 10 pips, and then letting a runner run to 138.350. Yeah, that really was the push there right over here. Because then once the candle closed, you know, you can at that point then, you know, feel secure that, okay, well, as long as we respect this high, we will continue down. Don't you think a safer sell would be below your support, maybe impulse entries or candle closing below support? I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could argue it's safer below support, but at the same time, you have to remember, like, price moves in waves. Okay, so when price moves in waves, that means price will make a high, retrace, form support, continue up, right? So this is a trend. So if you're buying over here, right, the same way in a downtrend, price is moving down, right? You're selling over here. We don't want to get caught in a pullback. So, I mean, essentially, like, the best thing to do, okay, let's do it like this. So here's the down move, slight retracement, down move, retracement. So this is the area where you would want to be selling, because this is are basically selling over here, right? Because, you know, again, price moves in a downtrend. So this would be selling over here. Selling over here would be selling down over here. Now, it can work out. It can happen, but it's very, very difficult. You know, it's tough at that point. And now, if we look at GJ now, it does seem like this 15-minute candle is reversing completely, going bullish in the last 2 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, I think even, yeah, I don't know at this point. I think there's no sells anywhere at this point. Obviously, we'll see how the 30-minute candle closes, but, I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah, see, the 30 minutes kind of closing weak at this point. Yeah, good. Manage risk, perfect. See, yeah, see, look at that, man. Flip bullish. Now it's retracing the whole thing. Wow. Yeah, I still think, obviously, those sells would have played out for like 10 pips there, right? But then, yeah, look at that. This is where you would have been managing your risk. If this 30-minute candle closes bullish, then there's no sells. There was no sells. Good morning. When would you think the giveaway of magic keys will given? Sarfraz, the magic keys giveaway has already happened. That was last week. I think that was last week. The magic keys giveaway was done. So you missed the boat, my friend. Stay subscribed and you'll be entered in for the 2K sub competition. Yeah, so as this candle's coming to a close in 45 seconds, the candle's closing bullish. There's no sells. Buys is pretty difficult because, you know, we have a resistance like 9 pips away. We have an area at 138.750, 15 pips away. So, yeah, I think there's nothing at this point. No news or anything, is there? Nah, not really. So, it'll be interesting. Yeah. So as this candle's coming to a close, there's no buys, there's no sells, there's no nothing. So seems like my trading day is complete. That's the second day in a row with well, I took a trade yesterday, it didn't play out, but that's the second day in a row where I've missed the initial push at London. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna call it a day there. Let's check out gold quick. So gold is trying to continue bullish, but if we look at the candles are getting weaker now at this point, so probably going to need to see some correction pullback, but we never know. It's gold. GBP CAD kind of also done the same thing. In fact, GBP CAD very similar to GJ, continue down for like 10 pips and then now closing back above that range. So yeah, it gets difficult at that point. EJ's created support on the 30-minute time frame at resistance. So there's still the opportunity for price to continue up. I think we need to break the hourly high. I think the 4-hour also needs to break the high of the previous 4-hour. And then EJ is going to fly. I think good target for EJ is going to be 126,700. Once you break this area over here, maybe even wait for like a 30-minute candle to close. And then your second target is going to be 126,900. FTSE, yeah, FTSE's just messed at the moment. Yeah, I don't really like the FTSE at the sec. It's kind of messy right now. But there you go. So anyway, guys, another good day on the stream. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a trading day. We're all here to just break down GJ together and point out entries. So I think the sell move was obviously down over here. It would have been nice, but I didn't like it in the morning. I think as well, I just woken up. You know, I just woken up. It takes me like 10 minutes to kind of, you know, get what's the word? Fresh. And then, yeah, I think if I was a bit more fresh, I would have been in sales. But there you go. There you go. So, missed that move. Missed the push. didn't create resistance, so there's nothing at this point. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope everyone's had a good day. Please drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed today's live stream, and we'll see you all tomorrow again. So remember, Friday there's going to be a guest coming on. We've got Gorilla Strength coming on Friday, so that's going to be interesting. And then yeah, it's gonna be good. So thanks very much everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.